The final game of the Arena Lacrosse League regular season schedule. Welcome to the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation for a matchup between the Peterborough Timbermen and the Paris RiverWolves. Hello again, Lance Wynn working alongside JVI Productions. Thanks for tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. Starting goalies, first for the visitors from Peterborough, it'll be Ethan Woods. Comes in with a record of 1-1. His goals against 16.25, save percentage .712. And on the other side, it'll be Chase Cosgrove. His record 4-6, 14.32 on his goals against, and his save percentage .742. For the RiverWolves, head coaches for the Timbermen in his sixth season, Joe Sullivan, but things will be handled by Ray Dance and Derek Croak today. For the RiverWolves, also in his sixth season, Jamie Dubrick is at the helm. Officials for today's game, of course, Joel Firmhand Furman is the crew chief. He's joined by Mark Smith, if that's really his name, and Sebastian Bourdoin. So the formalities out of the way. Of course, these two teams come in with different records. Timbermen, of course, 1-12. They've had a tough season. The RiverWolves 5-8. They sit in fifth spot. And right off the bat, almost rolling across the goal line. But a good save there by Ethan Woods. And Arsenault now will pull up just over the timeline and wait for the offense. And the man in orange, Riley Curtis, team's leading scorer, hasn't been in the lineup as often as they would like, but heading into next week's playoff action, out here, of course, getting some work. Some notable absences for the Timbermen, of course. Blaze White not in the lineup. Cole Hanrahan not in the lineup. And congratulations to Parker Sands, who's off getting married this weekend. So congratulations there. Look forward to seeing you back on the carpet. If you take a look at the RiverWolves, missing Luke Van Scheppen, Kyle, their main man, Dawson, Marley Angus, one of their leading scorers. So guns a-blazing, far from it for the RiverWolves here, as right off the bat, McNutt can't get that loose ball's picked up though by Newbro. There, Newbro. Notables in the lineup for the Paris RiverWolves. Welcome back Davis Prince off injury, and in close was Ryan Pavic, had it knocked out of his stick, and the Timbermen now looking to move it over the timeline. A good pass up to Cucci. He'll get it over, and they'll work it with Matt Brenzel. Brenzel, one-on-one, kick it back out. Curtis will swing it around to the right side. They'll work it half boards. Looking to turn the corner and finding Curtis again. Curtis ducks in, goes to the overhand, steered aside by Cosgrove. Loose ball to Hunter Agus, and Agus now will lug it over the timeline. This Paris team, of course, preparing for the playoffs next weekend. Going to be interesting to see them with their full roster. Anytime you've got the likes of Alex Q along with Hunter Agus, those are two big guys in transition. Speaking of transition, what a save by Cosgrove, as in alone was Ben Doherty. Timbermen do a good job. Doherty collecting that loose ball. Fresh shot clock, going to have to battle here. Newbro, he's a demon after the loose balls, picks it up, and he's on the move. He's got Ruddy with him. He'll think better of it. Good transition defense by the Timbermen. And inside now to the big man, Andy Campbell. He loses it. Timbermen will move it up with Curtis. 2-on-2. Stephen Borden jumps in the rush to create a distraction now, and Owen Dale will slide it over. Curtis working one-on-one, looking for a cutter. Had one, but now it's Q in transition. Got a man with him in Richard Imus. Q takes the shot. Stopped right there by Ethan Woods. Tried to go five-hole. Woods closed that up. Justin Bragg over the timeline. And now Cucci will swing it around. Nakamura looking, kick it around to that right side. And we're going to have our first penalty of the game. And it is going to, looks like it's going to go to the Timbermen, as we'll get some clarification on that. Good start, just over 11 minutes left here, opening quarter. So it is going to be the Timbermen And it's going to be a hold. And Aaron Bradshaw is going to be the guilty party. It's going to give the RiverWolves their first power play of the game. Come in with just a 38% efficiency rate. And as you can see, Davis Prince at the top this one. Campbell on that left side. Simonelli on the right with Eric Lemaire. And there's our first goal of the game. It's the big man, Andy Campbell, reaching over that right shoulder. Ethan Woods pockets a power play marker, and it's 1-0 Paris. Campbell with his 10th goal of the season. And it's a timely one. Made this one look pretty easy. And sometimes it's just about the location of the pass, and that was the case there. Of course, Friday night it was the Brampton Express working on all cylinders. 14-3 winners over the Six Nations Snipers. And in the meantime, Agus, one-on-one. He'll think better of it, pull it up. Brown will swing it around to Pavic. Ryan Pavic, size it up, kick it back out, work it to the left side. Quick shot, finds the mark. So there's a nice job there off a good overhand. And give credit to Jack McAlpine, who will get credit for that goal. I'm going to double check there, sorry. Dylan Goddard. Working on the wrong side of the paper, so good Goddard on the scoreboard, just his 3rd goal of the season. And off the draw, in full flight, here come the Timbermen, 3-on-2, that pass, good job to corral it, but shot wide of the mark. Curtis will bail his team out, and they'll hold for an offensive possession here. Curtis, left side, looking for a screen, kicks it back out. Nakamura makes a good catch there. They'll work it around, 10 on the shot clock. Curtis gets a step, pulls it back, looks for a cutter, and Nakamura couldn't connect. Rebound picked up, and it's Bradshaw. He tries to reach out and touch someone, couldn't do it. Sorry, not Bradshaw. Back the other way come the RiverWolves. Brandon Graham puts on the brakes, and that was McAlpine with the effort for the Timbermen. Just over 9.5. Campbell, he'll curl out, kick it back out. Inside to Lemaire. Good fake. Beauty goal, Eric Lemaire. I tell you, this guy in tight quarters, he's very slippery. As he just found the crack in the armor and through 2 defenders. And the good hands there, as you can see him take the pass right on the crease. Ducks by 2 and beats Ethan Woods over that right shoulder. So the RiverWolves out to a 3-0 lead. Just under 9.5 to go. Off the draw, Agus had it. It popped out of his stick. And now Bragg. He'll wait, Nakamura. Of course, the Timbermen missing some of their big guns, like we noted. And in tight, almost rolled that one by Cosgrove. Agus will pick it up. He's going to have to work it over the timeline with Bradshaw on him. Agus protects it, gets it over the timeline in plenty of. And looking to go to the net, has it popped out. Good stick check there. Ball loose on the carpet. Timberman not able to gather it. Arsenault does. Arsenault with Simonelli on him. Simonelli, good job on his own forecheck. Knocks it loose, gets it to Pavic. Pavic, now he'll swing it back out. They'll reset the offense here and move it over to the left side. And Jarybka, rebound picked up, and another good save there by Woods, as Agus, point blank, had a golden opportunity. McDonald now, he'll settle it down. Look for a roll, has Rybka. Can't do anything there. Simonelli has room. He'll try to duck in. That defense closed up in a hurry with Jackson. Now the Timbermen are going to move it up one-on-one. And Jackson got to keep his head on a swivel there as Rybka. A real pain. And he gives way to Curtis. Curtis kick it back to the top. McAlpine swinging around to the right. Behind the net. looking to duck in, curling around the dotted half. Circle shot, scores. So fundamentally sound Keegan White picks up his 5th goal of the season and a much-needed marker for the Timbermen. And this is just a good job of knowing where you are on the floor, using the dotted half circle as your guide, and anything just above that or inside, you're going to let that one go. 7:41 to go. 3-1 game. So again, this game, of course, cannot affect the standings. The playoff matchups have been set. The standings are finalized, as this, of course, the last regular season game of the 2023 season. Ducking in and trying to make something happen was Bryce Dennis, and now here comes Q and the RiverWolves. Q will wait for some assistance. Stephen Borden on him. Q tries to get a step, look to attack. Quick shot, stopped by Woods. Rebound. And Croak battling in there, but Q tossed that over. It'll be a violation, and that will take us to our first officials timeout, and we'll stay here just to get you caught up on yesterday's action. Of course, it was a big matchup between the Toronto Monarchs, winners of 7 straight, and the Whitby Steelhawks. Of course, both teams a bit undermanned. It was the Steelhawks winning that one 20-17 in what was an outstanding game. Earlier, it was the Oshawa Outlaws sort of stamping their self as one of the top contenders, winning over the Oswegan Bears, an undermanned squad. 25-7 the score there. In that game, John St. John set a single-game Arena Lacrosse League record with 15 points. Also picked up his 30th career assist. So impressive in itself. Congratulations to John St. John and his feat. Also the winner of the scoring race with Parker Pfeiffer. They were in a race. Pfeiffer, of course, called to the National Lacrosse League. Didn't play the last game. St. John had that. So with the same amount of games played, St. John with 107 points. Parker, the Fife dog, with the extra E, with an impressive 105 points in his first season, the Arena Lacrosse League. So we'll get you caught up on that. We'll also go through the playoff matchups. But in the meantime, between time, back to the carpet and the Timbermen working on offense. And it's a different Peterborough team with Riley Curtis in the lineup. You add a Cole Hanrahan and a Blaze White, a Parker Sands, and you don't know, in the playoff format, the 1 plays the 8. This Peterborough team is the 8. And I tell you, Toronto's going to have to come strong as Curtis gets hog-tied by Imus. And that'll clearly send Imus to the box for a 2-minute breather. That ball flipped, 10 on the shot clock. Curtis scoops it up off the boards, goes to the shot right in the pad. So back to work on the power play will go the Timbermen. They'll get their first power play opportunity of the game, rolling at a less than impressive 30% efficiency. The penalty kill for the RiverWolves at 49%. So with just over 6 minutes to go here, 2-goal lead for the RiverWolves. Chance for the Timbermen to pull a little even. Curtis at the top, where he should be, swinging around. And a big overhand by McNutt. Rebound gobbled up by the Timbermen. Curtis is going to size it up. He goes for a hard shot and went off the helmet of Ribka. Picked up though, flipped back. Keegan White looking inside. McAlpine stopped though by Cosgrove. Cosgrove with a good outlet pass, lob to Q. Q now over the timeline, and White very close to picking up a slashing penalty there. Comes with a stick check, and boy, it was a good one. He got all stick, 3-on-2. Flip out, and good job to play that carom and bail White out. Get it back to Curtis for a reset. 1:05 left in the power play. Keegan White will wait for the rest of the offensive changes. Rolling in there, back to that left shooter spot, McNutt. Curtis changes the angle wide of the mark. Rebound. He'll pick that up. No reset. Going to have to hurry. Lets it go. Good save, Cosgrove. Another fresh clock. 40 seconds left in the penalty. Back to work go the Timbermen. Curtis. He'll interchange. Kick it over. McAlpine. And too much on that screen and roll. We'll give it back to Paris. The lob up to Rybka. If he can run under it, he'll have a chance. Picked it up late, wrong stick side, so he'll think better of it. 20 seconds to burn here as we are at the 4.5 minute mark, opening quarter. RiverWolves trying to dodge a bullet here, and dying seconds now. McDonald shot right on. Woods made that look easy. Borden picks it up. The outlet to Bragg. Bragg a quick pass over the timeline. Finds Doherty. Penalty over now. Team's back to full strength. And Bragg wide open. Rebound picked up. Good save Cosgrove. Loose ball now. And it's Johnson. Johnson bounces off a check looking for Brown. Brown has a man in Lemaire. Dumps it over. Sorry, not Lemaire, but couldn't get that pass through. Was looking for Graham. And now Arsenault. The flip back and misplayed by Michael Mays. And they'll give it back to the RiverWolves. Lemaire out there with Pavic and Brown. Big Andy Campbell filtering out late. Brown with a good step. Kick back out. Looking for Lemaire. Lemaire, his shot blocked by Croak. And Croak does a great job to weave through two. Loses it. Trying to get it back. Lemaire going to work some World Cup soccer style, and ball loose, picked up by Brown. Paris winning the battles to the loose balls here. Pavic, skip pass, goes into the Peterborough bench. So possession the other way. Both these two teams working hard. Good to see, despite the fact this game will not change the standings or the playoff matchups. But I think both coaches are well aware that you have to have some good habits going on heading into the playoffs. There is no on and off switch. As Keegan White, the flip. Curtis going far side, stopped by Cosgrove. Rebound Q, picks it up one hand. Q trying to weave through two. White loses it to Ruddy. Ruddy gonna bounce off one. Ruddy lean into another. Bragg on him. Kick it back out to Q. Q. Survey looking wide open. Had Ruddy. Couldn't pocket that pass. Bailed out though. That underhand attempt. Nothing doing there. As a good try by Goddard. And Woods now out of his net. Gonna take a hard hit. Does. But that's gonna send Doherty away alone. Doherty. And some exception taken to the treatment of Ethan Woods. So, to no surprise, Justin Bragg coming to his goaltender's rescue. The problem with that is he took away a breakaway opportunity for his team in doing so. So, it looks like there is going to be a slash. So, Bragg is going to go for two. We won't talk about that, potentially a 2-point turnaround by allowing that whistle when your team had a chance to pocket a goal and move to within one. Either way, second power play of the game for the RiverWolves. They're 1 for 1. And now Simonelli out there with Davis Prince. And Davis Prince, of course, told just coming back from an injury, so he will be used sparingly, but definitely a valuable piece heading into next week's playoffs. Prince, kick over. Campbell goes to the bounce shot. So Andy Campbell finding the mark. And he gives his team now a 4-1 lead. You can see there, that's just Campbell working his way in. Second goal of the game for the big fella. And Paris working on improving that 38% power play efficiency. We're closing in on the 2-minute warning here. Quarter number 1 right off the draw. Brown Has Q with him. Brown goes far side. Woods close that off. Rebound now to the Timbermen. Curtis has Arsenault with him. 2-on-2. Curtis ducks in shot. Good shoulder save by Cosgrove. Rebound picked up Timberman. Good job to duck out of trouble there, Keegan White. And he shook his way right into an opening. McNutt now. He'll flip. Minute and a half to go in the quarter. That pass well wide. And another delayed penalty coming, and a legal cross-check will go to the RiverWolves. So the Timbermen will get a chance with their second power play opportunity of the game. When I spoke with both coaches prior, and I know this may sound like it's very repetitive, but they talked about discipline, the importance of it going into the playoffs next week. You don't want either injuries or suspensions. Those are the two things you don't want. That along with any bad habits. McNutt at the top, work it over. McAlpine on that right shooter spot. In the left shooter spot on the interchange, Curtis. He'll swing it over on the skip. Kick it back out. Curtis changed the angle, goes to the overhand. Good save, Cosgrove, right in the armpit as we're headed into the final minute, quarter number 1. RiverWolves with a 3-goal lead, and White went right at Cosgrove, but Cosgrove had the feet planted and didn't move. And now going for a run is McDonald, splitting the two. And I stand corrected. That's Jordan Gillis, and how about that shorty? So boy, oh boy, stepping into one. Noah Simonelli. And Paris looking awfully good here in this first quarter and just spreading the floor. And you can see that one from way out, as you can bet Ethan Woods would want that one back again. Simonelli with his 13th goal of the season. Just want to let our viewers know I'll be joined at the end of this quarter for the second quarter by assistant head coach of the Six Nations Snipers, Vince Longboat. Just a word of note, he thinks he's funny. He's not, but we'll just make sure that he knows his place when he steps into the booth. 15 seconds left here. Campbell going to try to lean in. Nakamura on him. Get some help. Curtis tried to swim his way out. Curtis with the steal. Dying seconds, though, here of the quarter. Curtis just going to get one last shot off. Curtis gets it off wide of the mark, and we are 15 in the books. RiverWolves with a 5-1 lead. We'll be back with the second quarter after this short break. Welcome back as we're set for second quarter action. 32 seconds remaining in the Paris penalty. They've already managed to pick up a shorthanded marker and push their lead to 5-1. I want to welcome Six Nations Snipers assistant coach Vince Longboat to the booth. Vince, good to have you with us here as we'll see if Q can gather that, and he'll pull it back out. And just want to ask you first off and say congratulations to you guys. I mean, being the defending champs, no easy thing, since you know that every week you come out here, there's a target on your back.
Well, every week there's a target on everybody's back, right? So
Good point. Good point.
Doesn't matter who we're playing, right? Like it's one of those things where every team's competing this year. There's a good parity in the league this year, and some teams have really topped up, like Toronto and Brampton and Whitby. So right now the league's pretty good.
Well, with that said, let me ask you guys: you've lost the last couple of games, been a bit lopsided, and let's say that rosters, of course, play a big role in a lot of things. You guys know the weekly challenges that you guys have working with a different roster, almost every game. But how do you feel heading into your matchup? And it looks like you guys will be matched up against the Oshawa Outlaws.
I think we're going to do pretty well against them. It's just the first game against them in the start of the year. We got a lot of young guys, right? But they've stepped up through the year, and if we can put a good 60 together, I think we'll be fine against Oshawa. They're a good team, St. John's and Laskowitz. They're great shooters, right? And they're great players. So, it's gonna be one of those things where if we got to put a good 60 together, we got to obviously start scoring a bit more than we have been lately. A little scrum there.
And as you can see there, just a little bit too much, as you saw Ryan Pavic come rolling in, sort of move the pile. And following that up was Tucker King, who used his size. So he's the guilty party here. He'll go for two. And another power play opportunity for the RiverWolves, who are currently 2 for 2. And you can just see there that that's just a scrum on the boards, and once you have a player down, that's where things get dangerous, and you can see just that extra check in the back, and immediate results right off the bat. Looks like Dylan Goddard with the finish. So good Goddard picks up his second goal of the game, third power play goal of the game for Paris, and they now hold a 6-1 lead as good passing there.
I think it's a carbon copy of the first goal.
Just a great no-look and an easy finish at the other end. So when we look at the Snipers team, of course, last year a bit of a different team. You guys, and your transition was your specialty.
Yep.
Even at the start of the season, that's one of your strengths. Do you think that is one of the advantages you guys are going to have over the Outlaws heading into next week?
I think a lot of teams have adjusted to that. I look at Paris here, they've adjusted well against us with the guys are getting off early and whatnot. I think more now we got to get our transition is still there, but we got to get into the offensive set, a good offensive set, and move the ball well.
You guys could have been equated with a fast break basketball team,
yep.
And then playoffs come, and now all of a sudden you have to play in an offensive set, and right off the bat there you saw that blindsided hit. And I'm not sure if someone took exception to what Pavic had done before, but it looks like Miller is going to head to the penalty box. Question will be for how long. Not quite sure. When you've given up 3 power play goals already, might be a good idea for you to not allow another power play opportunity. But sometimes lessons hard learned. You know, Vince, you're a coach. You can tell guys to do things, but what they do isn't always the same.
Yeah, and at some point they're just going to have to, Dance over there is going to have to talk to the guys and say, we got to stay out of the box because
Simon Ellie with an undressing there of Woods as he was allowed to waltz right in there.
And I think Paris is perfect on the power play right now, so Dance is going to have to talk to these guys and say,
Well, Vince, you know, you've been in the situation numerous times. You know, in this league, how effective the special teams are and how that those penalties can really affect the outcome of the game.
Yeah, and right now, like, I think, I mean, it's 7-1, and I think Paris has 3 or 4 power play goals, right? Like
4 for 4 on a power play.
Yeah,
so that tells you there might be a good idea to stay out of the box. What would you like to see done a little better by your team heading into next weekend? Another delayed penalty coming to the Timbermen. They're certainly not helping their own cause. Sorry, Vince, go ahead.
Yeah, I think next weekend we got Oshawa. We got to come to play. Stay a little bit more disciplined than recent weeks and just play through everything. Like
on the doorstep, Pavic.
Nice 6-on-5
So a little
goal.
redemption there as he collects the 7th goal of the game for the RiverWolves. And this is just some good stick work by Pavic. And Paris doing a good job of working it around. Now, mind you, when you've got the offense running on all cylinders here, it's just a good job to find that open man. Pavic.
Yeah, I think he just gets lost in behind the net and then sneaks up. So it's a good look. I mean, as you watch him come up there, he's just wide open.
Well, you know the rule, Vince. See ball, see man.
Yep.
Right? So that's back to the fundamentals. And Timberman now going to have to slow things down, go back to the fundamentals. Hey, Nakamura!
Nice shot.
What a beauty sidearm in that far corner. So Kuchi Nakamura, I tell you, he has come a long way from the first time we laid eyes on him here. Worked his way, practice roster, healthy scratch, now in the lineup in this Peterborough team, getting a chance to develop his skills. And you know, Vince, you've been in this league for the 6 years it's been around, and you've seen a lot of guys, including a lot of guys on your team, the way their game has evolved.
Yeah, and like you said, Kuchi there, he's been one of those guys that's been an outlier for a couple of years now, and then worked really hard at his game. Like he's just got some good shots now. Like he's getting open looks and he's getting an opportunity to play. So he's one of those.
Delayed penalty coming. Not quite sure where the art of cross-checking is being lost by the Orange. But another delayed penalty and wide open. McDonald off the crossbar. So back to work with a man advantage for the 5th time go the RiverWolves.
Well, yeah, there's a number of guys in the league that have really come into their own, like Dylan Goddard. He was one of the guys that in recent years he's always been a good goal scorer, but he's always been second line sort of guy, and then now he's one of the main guys. And it could be that some guys have moved on or went to other leagues and whatnot, so...
Well, that's the benefit to a developmental league. We expect guys to be called up and down, and that sort of changes the dynamic as Lemaire diving in. Good save by Woods. But, I mean, that's part of the challenge that you guys have as coaches every week that, say, the coaches in the National Lacrosse League don't have. They have their roster's set. Yeah. They may get an addition here or there, but rarely is it a subtraction.
That's right.
So
that's right.
You guys every week you come in, you're not quite sure between injuries and personal issues and call-ups and that sort of thing. Now all of a sudden, the lineup that you thought you had on Wednesday, you don't have Friday.
That's right.
So
and we
a little bit different as far as that goes, and that's one of the reasons why we say that in our league, the coaches have to really coach.
Yeah,
it's vital because the turnaround is always going.
Yeah,
so.
like the turnover for us. I mean, like you say, the NL guys, they're taking our top players, and it's what we're here for, right? To get them to that next level, and yeah, it's just one of those things where, like you say, guys have families, guys got to work, and.
Yeah, well, I mean, and again, that was part of the whole idea behind the league and its inception was to give guys the opportunity to develop so that they can get to the next level, but also timing-wise so that the NLL doesn't pull guys off their sofa. They're pulling guys off the carpet.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
They're fresh and they're in game shape to go already. So to see over 160 players over the last 6 years go from the Arena Lacrosse League to the National Lacrosse League says a whole lot about the Arena Lacrosse League, in my opinion. And that, of course, can be attributed to the fantastic coaches that we have, and you being one of them. And I'm not just throwing comments and compliments out at you, blowing smoke, all right? You know what I mean? But I do have to give you guys credit because you guys really do work those challenges every single week. And
it's not just like the snipers coaches. I mean, you look at the coaches we got here tonight, Dancer and Dubrick over there. Like they're fantastic coaches, and I played against both of them. I played alongside Dubrick for a bit, but yeah, from when we started here in 2016 or so, then like the coaching is fantastic in this league for what we have to put up with and. Well, not put up with.
No, but you're right. Those challenges. I mean, you again, and like we say that if you're working in the sport of lacrosse and you're not with the NLL, you're not doing it for the money.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
So there's a reason behind that, and the fact that in the Arena Lacrosse League our coaching turnaround has been so few over the last 6 years says a lot, and that's where the credit goes to you guys because your guys' loyalty and what you guys bring to the table is instrumental for these guys to even think about getting to the next level.
Yeah, and for some of us, like a couple of guys have gone up as coaches to the NL as well, like Roger Chrysler and Gavin Prout recently. So, like I mean, for us too, it's one of those stepping stones, hopefully for some guys as a coach in the NL eventually.
Well, Vince, you've coached and won at a number of different levels, and you've been around to say the least. But, I mean, that is one of the big things that I think people forget. This isn't just a league for players to develop, but coaches to develop and officials to develop as well.
Yeah.
As how do these guys get seasoned? How do you learn the game? The game's played in the winter and the summer.
Let's go to the referee side of it, I guess. Like the referees are getting their opportunities while learning the rules and everything. Like they're going to mess up sometimes, and more often than not, we're going to yell and scream at them on the bench. But it's part of it. I mean, it's not like they're going to go to the NLL and not get yelled at. Or screamed at, or even worse, right?
Well, Vincent, you know that there's that fine line between making sure you get your point across and having a bit of a dialogue with the officials as well, because you as a coach may be diplomatic enough and seasoned enough to know how to handle speaking with these officials, but it doesn't mean all the officials have the experience to take that. Some of them, as soon as they hear flack from the bench, automatically they get defensive about it and they don't want to have a conversation. So important, I'm sure that you've learned how to approach the officials in order to get your point across, but at the same time, you may not get that call, but you may be looking for the next one.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, we're at the same time we're helping the refs, right? Like just by saying you missed this, you missed that, and then it's one of those things that we just, I mean, they're helping us as much as we're helping them, right? So, I mean, a lot of the times the refs are good. Like they want to talk. They're coming over to the bench. They want to talk and they want to hear what we have to say. And a lot of times the guys will come over and they'll say, "I missed that. It's my fault."
Which you can respect.
And
as
I respect that as a coach. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we say here in the booth. Well, as a coach, if you're not perfect, why do you expect the officials? Because
who said
the
I'm
players
not perfect
aren't.
Here? Come on now.
Well, okay, I'm taking you off the table, Vince, okay? Because according to you, you're close, all right? Now, I could go down there a couple of rows and ask your wife, and I'm sure she'd be able to clear that whole thing right out.
Let's leave that out.
Okay? And let that fantasy die, okay? Let's just talk a little bit about some of these playoff matchups that we have coming up. So we've got Toronto up against Peterborough.
I'm gonna. Are you putting me on the spot?
I'm putting you on the spot, man.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a tough game for Peterborough because Toronto's a great team. Toronto's got probably one of the best offenses in the league, and they got a decent transition, and They got great goaltending.
Brampton Oshwegan.
Schwiegen's in tough. Like I think they went to Oshawa yesterday with 9 guys. They're
Prior to that Friday, they only had 10 or 11.
11, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they come played us with 10 or 11, and we came out flat, and they put it to us. Like it's just one of those things, right? Henry's got him, Coach Henry over there. He's got him dialed in for those 10 or 11 guys, and if they get a couple more and strong goaltending, I mean, Goa's going to come in the playoffs, and he's a great goaltender. And it's going to be tough for Brampton to put some balls in the net, but at the same time, are the legs going to last for the Bears?
Gotcha. Last one, because we're going to leave the Oshawa Six Nations off the table.
Might be a little bias on that one.
Just a bit. How about Whitby and Paris? That to me seems like the closest as far as evenly matched teams.
That's a good matchup, I think, for if Paris comes with the lineup they got tonight. I think we could see an upset there. I mean, Whitby played strong against Toronto yesterday, though. Mm-hmm. Like Whitby's got a good team as well. It's just any given night on that game.
Yeah, and I think that's where the beauty of the playoffs is, Vince, is number one.
It's one and done, right?
It's one and done. And also, this is the first time you're going to get a chance to see teams sort of with their full roster.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is something that, again, we haven't seen throughout the season on a consistent basis.
Yeah,
so.
I think if Paris can get the goaltending, they got a good transition. I mean, obviously tonight their power play is clicking on everything, so it's going to be tough for Whitby to walk away with that game.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot one more time as Simon Ellie. Oh, he's feeling the flow today, I tell you. That's his 4th goal of the game. And
kid's got a great shot. That kid's got a great shot.
He can play all over the carpet and great athleticism as well. We've seen him do some crease dives, and he's got a mid-range shot that usually finds the mark. So he's been a definite asset for his club. Let me ask you, here and now, what's the game plan? John St. John, 15 points yesterday, won the scoring. What is your game plan to slow him down?
I mean, do we slow him down or do we limit the rest?
I think that may be the philosophy where, contain him, let someone else beat you kind of thing.
Well, I don't know. Like it's or do we let him get his 3 or 4 and then stop everybody else? I mean, there's 2 ways to look at it, right? Like we can either do that or we can shut him down. Like it's but I mean, he's got a good supporting cast. They're not saying he's supporting cast, but they got a good cast over there, right? Like
Hunter Agus on the run, boy, when he gets those long strides going. There aren't too many guys in the league that are going to catch him. Maybe, and that would be his teammate Alex Q, but you can see here, both of them on the outlet. Agus jumps on that loose ball, and it's just a foot race from here, and he's even looking over his shoulder and puts that one right over the shoulder of Ethan Woods. So a good job there. Hunter Angus, you could say one of those guys that we talked about his evolution. He's changed when he came into this league. He was primarily a defensive player. That's all he did. Now you see him in transition. Yeah. He's turned into a bit of an X factor for his team as Richard Imus comes away from that scrum with the loose ball. Job well done. He'll pass it, retreat to the bench. We're just over 4 minutes to go here. Lance Wynn alongside with Vince Longboat. Thanks for tuning in as we have just had a bit of a discussion about the upcoming playoffs and what the game plan is as that one goes off the crossbar heading in. Vince, you've done a good job of telling me a lot, but not telling me a whole lot.
That's a whole secret, right?
That was well done on your part. That's a whole lot of talking, but a whole lot of giving of information.
That's right. It's like the politicians, right? Give him what he wants, but don't answer anything.
Right. You, sir, are well versed in that. I'm not quite sure if you're running for office somewhere, but either way, let me ask you on a different note, where else are you coaching besides here in the Arena Lacrosse League?
Right now we're preparing for World Games in June for the World Field Lacrosse Games. One of the assistant coaches on the Haudenosaunee Nationals there. Yeah, it's just that's going to be a great experience. I've done it a couple times, so yeah, we'll see what happens in June. I mean, Canada, U.S., they got so many guys to choose from, and we're like the smaller countries, right?
Right. Good job there by Keegan White, because I tell you, it was McAlpine point blank stopped by Cosgrove, and then picked up again by Keegan White as Timbermen still fighting strong with 3:11 to go. Well, that's one of the challenges you guys have, being recognized as, your own sovereign nation as far as that in the game. And I mean, you going in, how do you feel confident-wise about your squad and the talent that you're bringing to the table?
I mean, we got a fantastic squad. Like there's they're the top players in the world. Like I look at.
That's why I really wasn't going to shed a tear for you. I got a box of Kleenex here, but I really wasn't going to use it, right?
Yeah.
So.
No, most of our guys are professionals, so yeah, it's like you don't got to tell them too much. You just got to point them in the right direction, put them in the right opportunities, right? So.
Well, that makes it a little easier as White again working in, tried to go inside out, and again another good save from Cosgrove. Timbermen, though, picking up those loose balls, go back to work with another clock.
Yeah, I think if everything comes together, I mean, like the U.S. isn't getting together till June. We're probably not going to get together again until June. And I don't know what Canada's doing. I don't even think Canada put their roster out yet. So.
Well, tell me then. So then when you got a bunch of guys that are pros, so they know how to play, you're not teaching fundamentals of the game. What are some of the biggest challenges in putting together a team like that? As Agus took a chop.
Oh, I don't know about
creased
that
the
one.
call there. Sorry, Vince. I
don't know about that one.
I'm not quite sure. There are no trees in here that need to be chopped down. So not quite sure that was appropriate. And we'll get a look at it here. And maybe it's more of a fact of just going, well, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of explanation for that except 2 minutes in the box for Matt Brenzel. And another power play opportunity. Sixth of the game for the RiverWolves. They are 4-5 up to this point with under 2 minutes to go. And sorry, Vince, some of your challenges to when you have a bunch of pro guys.
I think it's just the systems we're putting in, right? Like for a lot of them, they don't know the systems that we're running, and it's getting them to learn those and getting everybody on the same page, really. Like they're not playing together. They've played together, for some of them played together before in previous years, but they're all not playing together.
So it's that whole, because chemistry is important, right? So, you two-on-one, gives it up, Ribka, and a good save there by Woods. Rebound, Timberman had it. Doherty regroup, got it again. Move it up with 1:15 to go. Owen Dale going to have to hurry. Seems to be having some trouble.
That's 8.
And that's an 8-second count there, and Paris now will bring it into the offensive end. Inch towards the final minute here, first half. 50 seconds left in the Peterborough penalty. And you can see that Paris not in really any hurry, waiting for the right personnel to get out there. 50 seconds on the game clock. 10 on the shot clock. Davis Prince, backhand. Simonelli shot right on. Good save there by Ethan Woods, and his outlet will send away Dale, this time a little smoother on getting it over the timeline.
No pressure that time.
Yeah, things are a little different with pressure. It's funny how that happens. 25 seconds. Imus read that like a book, picked it up, but being chased down, puts on the brakes. Does a good job. Is that Riley Curler's boy? Johnson filling in, not able to pocket a good pass back the other way, and a timeout called on the play with 13.6 seconds left, called by Jamie Dubrick and the...
No, I think it was Dancer there called that.
Okay. So Peterborough
Yeah, Peterborough College.
Okay, apparently you're a little more
I pay
on the
attention a
ball
little
than
bit
I
more
thought. I guess I underestimated you. I don't know what else to say.
I honestly thought Dubrick was going to call one there. I mean, there's 25 seconds left when he got it back, so.
This is why you coach and I do what I do. See, there's a difference there.
Yeah.
I don't want that job. Okay,
I'm not questioning Dubrick there, but I thought for sure he was calling that timeout especially with these defense playing the offense.
Well, that was my initial thought. I thought they were going to bring it down for one more possession that way. So, but either way, so it'll be interesting to see how the playoffs come and wrap up, and and looking forward to the World Championships too. That's certainly going to be some good lacrosse played there.
I mean, it's gonna be great lacrosse. I mean, the world is getting so much better at everything. Like you look at the sixes last year, Japan won bronze, right? So, it was a bit of a shock for the world, really.
But there's been so much growth in Europe over the last 10, 15 years that the game isn't a secret anymore. And similar to what we go through with Hockey Canada, we got to do the same in lacrosse. Final 10 seconds here. Peterborough going to try to go for the final shot. Net empty. Here they go. Keegan White goes to the underhand right on. Cosgrove easy save, and that'll be a one and done.
Oh, he could have picked it up and went for the empty net.
Listen, we know Jackson Longboat would have definitely launched that one. 10-4 in favor of the RiverWolves. We've got 30 minutes in the books. I want to thank my guest, assistant coach for the Six Nations Snipers, Mr. Vince Longboat, for joining us. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with third quarter.
Yeah, thanks for the conversation.
Pleasure was mine. Great job here by Hannah Brandt, and the secret was the way his movement without the ball. As you saw him just creep towards that crease area, and Longboat was set up for something hard short side. Instead, he got something soft, tricky. You can just see that's what Chayton King does, is he can let it rip from anywhere, accuracy, pinpoint. That's his first of this game, 27th goal of the season. So Vanderzalm just does a good job filling the lane. Unselfishly gives it up. This bounce pass just a little slow, but give Whiteford some credit as Vanderzalm never gave up on the play and picked that far corner. Missed the last game back, as you can see Kyle Pedwell doing a good job of getting that ball over to Whiteford in plenty of time, and he beats Longboat in the short side. Outstanding team offense there. That's the way you share the ball. As Keto does a great job to track that down. Good pass there on the spin, and Justin Porga just finding Mason Hill wide open. Just getting it out in the zone. So now numbers for the Snipers. McGregor Allen, Vern Hill, 2-on-1. Dump over. Vern Hill under, off the post. Rebound, saved by Abrams. So Vern Hill, post crossbar. You got to figure one of them's got to go in sometime. He's hit every other part of the net. Third power play opportunity, and you just take a look here from our vantage point. You can just see he sees that far corner and puts that just by the hip of Jackson Longboat and in the back of the net, who picks up his second of the game. And this is just good fundamental lacrosse, gapping that box. Good skip pass from Miracle. And Tito just above that dotted half circle finds the mark on Goa Abrams. And they are off to a 3-0 start.
And the biggest situation in this is the two Brampton players both went at the ball player instead of picking up the ball, which was sitting right at their feet. And the funny part of that is they didn't even have the 6 men. They were still, that was a 5-on-5 goal. The 6 man was just about 10 feet from the bench. But this is a situation where a pick and a slide, and nobody goes with the beam when he slid down past the pick.
Parker Pfeiffer, been deadly and still is. Oh, the Fife Dog, first of the game, 33rd of the season.
And the bottom line in this situation, Brampton gets caught with everybody up the floor and no help sliding down. But having said that, that first step that Boyd made was absolutely perfect. I think that was just one of those goals where it's one of these situations where I'm PO'd and I'm taking this shot and I don't care who gets in the way. And he just picked the top corner over Brown's left shoulder. That was a perfect top corner shot.
Taylor will swing it around. Buck. Skip, quick stick, and almost pocketed the rebound was Jordan Dance. So it'll be Jaminski against Haynes. Jaminski finds the back of the net.
Well, that's a different way to tie up a game.
Definitely not your traditional way, but I think unlike hockey, clearly in lacrosse, the breakaway favors the offensive player, not the goaltender. Goddard with his 17th goal of the season, and just a good job of gapping that box right in the middle. That's a good hard overhand go. They work Jackson Longboat to the left and now to the right. And that's part of what they were missing on Friday, was the transition game was non-existent. Good job there doubling up the ball, forced the turnover, and then just a good bounce shot from Fair. Bulge in the twine for the first time here in this game. 21st goal of the season, and just a good job by Whitby to share the ball, find the open man. They'll go to work with a fresh 30. Osborne gets a step. Osborne dancing along that crease, and a little melee here going on and in the middle we've seen before. So Brett Longboat out there along with Miracle. They're on that left side. Mason Hill at the top. Todd Thomas, Chayton King not in a familiar right shooter spot. He was down on that right crease, and Porga now gonna hurry. A minute left in the man advantage. Chayton King from point blank. Stopped though by Martin, and that's gonna be a crease ball. Penalty shot called on the play, and looks like it's gonna be Joe Miracle. So with 56 seconds left in the penalty, Snipers will have another power play, and that will take us to our second official's timeout, as you see that save by Martin. Then using that hesitation move to blow by him and reach out and tuck it in that far corner on the dive. That's his first of the game, his 8th of the season, and Paris out to a 2-0 lead. This is just a big man getting the feet set and finding that far corner, and you can bet Austin Patty would want that one back as they get on the board, and it's Nash Kramer. Just a good job on what was a broken play, looking for the give and go with Whiteford and Kyle Dawson. Look at this play here as he reads it right. Stonefish not able to hang on to it, and Dawson just picked it up, and a beauty job on the dunk. Isn't much Kyle Dawson can't do. Picks up his first of the game, 28th goal of the season. Ripka will find behind the net. Good job looking for Dawson. Dawson wrapped up again. Still manages to score. You can see there Dawson just working in tight quarters. Does a good job moving without the ball. And that was the difference, giving his teammate a good passing angle. So a power play marker for Danton Miller, and boy, much needed. You can see changed the angle and sped up the release point, went to the underhand and found the mark. That's just some good team defense there. As you can see, everything flowing on the left side. Lemaire just creeped out on a good backdoor cut. Caught Van der Zoom looking. And a big goal at the right time. Welcome back to the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation as we wrap up the regular season schedule here in the Arena Lacrosse League. Playoffs, of course, begin next weekend. And should be some outstanding lacrosse being played. That's going to be a violation, possession to Paris. So Peterborough's got some work to do here, but they continue to put forth the effort. And Paris, of course, both teams trying to hone their skills. Peterborough will take on the top-seeded Toronto Monarchs next week. And beauty finish, no goal, though, as Pavic tiptoed on that white line. and crease the call. Owen Dale going to have to hurry. One pass over the timeline. Riley Curtis. This Peterborough team going to be a different team when they've got all their guns back, of course. Toronto losing yesterday to Whitby. They didn't have all their weapons in full effect. So next weekend it'll be a different story. And this Paris team, of course, they will be up against the Whitby Steelhawks. So Whitby, a big win yesterday over Toronto. Paris, they get their entire roster out, are going to be dangerous, as will the Steelhawks. Brampton will take on Ohsweken, and despite the difference in the record, those Ohsweken Bears never say die. They get a full roster. That could be very interesting there. It's going to take the Express to play their best lacrosse, and they appear to be doing that of late. And then, of course, the Oshawa Outlaws Six Nations Snipers, that rivalry going back a ways. They will do the dance. Inside out, that goes off the goal line, off the crossbar and out. And now the Timbermen trying to counter the other way. Doherty will think better of it. Good transition defense by the RiverWolves. And now Dale will give way. He'll remain out there on offense. Filter over, overload that right side. Look to set a screen on Imus. That ball gets popped loose. RiverWolves now on the run. Agus trying to duck back in. Instead, he's marked very well by Stephen Borden. Borden will chase him out. McDonald now on the reset. They'll wait for the rest of the offense. Pavic at the top. Slide it over to Campbell. He'll filter it down low on the left side crease. Agus on the interchange. Gets a shot off. Woods with a good save. Pockets that loose ball. And a solid outlet pass to Keegan White. White will tiptoe over the timeline and make a good move. Curtis turns the corner. Looking for an opening and a screen. Dumps it off on the crease. Beauty finish. So a good job, Riley Curtis. Not quite sure if he used a third eye there, but somehow he found Jack McAlpine parked on the doorstep for the finish. You can just see here as so off the draw, Paris trying to get possession. That goal, McAlpine's first of the game. Brown. He's got 4 on the season. Q just tried to go with a backhander. That didn't pan out. Rebound. Q again goes to the backhander. That didn't pan out either. So nothing wrong with trying something new. Bragg will leg it over the timeline, leave it for Curtis. Curtis goes to the overhead. BB. Man, oh man, that thing had eyes. As Curtis got the feet planted and worked the top corner. Good transition here as you can see Curtis, just a good job there. 30th of the season, that's his first here today. And back-to-back goals from the Timbermen, and you can see that replay of McAlpine Park. So Curtis does a little of everything for this squad. That shot wide of the mark. Lemaire will counter the other way. Now, by no means do the RiverWolves need to push that big red panic button. They seem to still be in complete control here, up 6 with just over 11 minutes to go, third quarter. Campbell leaning in, 2 big guys, him and Borden going head-to-head. Agus, 8 on the shot clock, tried to go 5-hole. Woods closed that off. Ball loose now. And a good outlet pass made by Woods, and that'll send away Croak. Agus on him, gets a screen, gets it over the timeline, and he'll hustle off. Rest of the offense out for the Timbermen. 10.5 to go. Kickoff, McNutt. On the dump off, has a man. And Mays robbed, though, by Cosgrove. So Mays right on the doorstep, couldn't ring the doorbell. Good save, Cosgrove. Back the other way, Ribka, wrong stick side, slides it over. Another big save at the other end by Woods. So the goaltenders both standing tall here in this third quarter, and it's Bragg. Curtis looking to get a step, flip back, Bragg ducks in on one, shot, good save again, Cosgrove. A quick outlet, Jamie McMahon going to try to run under this one. He does, curls in, has it taken away at the last second. Riley Curtis doing it at both ends of the floor. That says a lot when your best player will make the effort to come all the way back for a stick check and now go to work on offense. Bradshaw turns the corner, flip back, good hands to keep that in play by McAlpine. Rebound almost played to Karen perfectly. Now it's Q. 2-on-2 with Q. Pulls it out. And McDonald now will reset the offense here with Campbell. Q will stay out there. Simonelli filter out to the right side. Campbell doesn't see a defender coming from behind. Simonelli bails him out. Still loose on the carpet. 5 on the shot clock. Campbell didn't have it. Simonelli tried to hockey it back. Instead, Arsenault has it. Possession to the Timbermen. 8:45 to go. Third quarter. Mays trying to duck in. Can't do much. Newborough on him. Good defender as they'll swing it around. Looking for the flip. Nothing doing there as Logana couldn't get anything going. That one will go high and just getting a shot off late were the Timbermen, and now Paris will move it up over the timeline. Pavic on that right side with Lemaire looking for the screen and roll. Lemaire guarded tightly. Swing it back over, and Dylan Goddard. Goddard trying to duck in on Miller. Ran out of real estate. Good defense there. And now Peterborough will look to Woods. So a 4-second count. And Woods and Pavic, and Ethan Woods took exception to, I'm not sure if it was Pavic's presence or what, but he was not happy. And it looks like it's going to be Pavic that picks up the interference call. And no, it isn't, which it shouldn't be, because I'm not sure I saw Pavic do anything. Woods was the aggressor there, and for the 7th time in this game, Paris will go to work with the man advantage. Okay, thank you. So my apologies, getting Keegan White mixed up, of course, with Matt Brenzel. And that rebound, Lemaire was parked there, but Woods closed that off. And with 7:28 to go, that will take us to our officials' timeout. We'll take a quick break. Back here with more of the third. Welcome back, as looked like there has been a goaltender change for the RiverWolves. Jackson Hayner will come in. He has played in 4 games, goals against of 20, save percentage of .800. And now Timberman short, and a hard hit there by Johnson. And the Peterborough bench not impressed. Q back the other way. Down low, another good save there by Woods. Ball loose, and Doherty now with a head of steam, going hard. Doherty gets knocked off a shooting angle by Simonelli, and he'll look to burn some clock. Under a minute to go here in the penalty. Doherty going to try to fend off 2. Simonelli and Agus went through the crease, so he'll leave that right there, and Paris now will move it up with 45 seconds left in the power play. Campbell, Prince. They'll 2-man game. Prince gets that shot off right on target. So an easy one for Woods to handle. And it'll be good to see Davis Prince back on the carpet and getting ready for the playoffs. Sure, head coach Jamie Dubrick happy with that. As Bragg now will try to burn the last 10 seconds here of the Peterborough penalty. McNutt, half boards, 10 on the shot clock. Double team, penalty over now, trying to swim his way out of trouble. Shot clock dying down, 2 seconds. Good defense. Agus working over McNutt hard. Possession change, and now Brown will find Lemaire. Lemaire has an opening, dumps it off a little late to Agus. Instead, Arsenault will pick up the loose ball, and he'll try to move it up over the timeline. 11-5 the score. Under 5.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Wrapping up the Arena Lacrosse League 2023 regular season schedule. McAlpine tried that quick stick underhand, couldn't pocket the pass. And that one gets intercepted, and point blank! Beauty play right there by McAlpine. Just a good individual effort there to stick with it. Merry Christmas, though, as this ball just sits there. And McAlpine goes right in the pocket. McAlpine picks that up, and no chance there for Hayner. Simonelli. He'll be very deliberate here, as 3 straight from the Timbermen have closed the gap now to 11-6. Croak. Curtis. Down low finish. Peterborough still alive. With 4:39 to go. Riley Curtis. Beautiful feed to Aaron Bradshaw as he pockets his first of the game and 8th of the season. And I tell you, not a whole lot Riley Curtis can't do for this squad. They have reeled off 4 straight. It's a 4-goal game. RiverWolves fans a little quiet here as they've seen their team go on a bit of a lull. Off the draw, Arsenault. He's going to find an opening. Thought about turning the corner. 4.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Again out there. Big shot, Curtis. That gets knocked down. Picked up McAlpine. Swing around. Curtis on the cut. Good stick check, but it rolls in. So a stick check popped out of Curtis's stick, and it beat Hayner. Good job by the officials to get together on that, but really because it was such an odd play, They needed to have a conference, but Curtis just splits two there, and it gets popped out. Bit of a change-up, and just drops behind Hayner. So 11-8, give Curtis credit for his second of the game. He's got 31 on the season. Just want to acknowledge Zach Sutherland for the Brampton Express. The leader in goals this season, 42 goals to lead the Arena Lacrosse League. Glad I got your name correct. Wouldn't want your grandpa to come chew me out again there, Zach. Thank you. Bradshaw bouncing off a check, trying to tiptoe in. Bradshaw! Look at the Timbermen showing some fight. Aaron Bradshaw with his second goal of the game, and I'm not quite sure if Jamie Dubrick and company may need a timeout here. But just a good job of staying under control after two good solid cross checks. And switching back, it looks like Cosgrove going to re-enter the game. And Paris needs to shake things up now. It's a two-goal game, 3:46 to go. Off the draw, Q. Bounced it over the line, so in the neutral zone. Curtis, beautiful job of boxing out to pick up that loose ball. Timbermen have some momentum. Again, I can't hold on to that. Agus had it, lost it. Q picked it up, and that's flipped into the RiverWolves bench. Possession that way to Peterborough. Curtis now, you can see the momentum swinging to the orange. Bradshaw pops back out, back to Curtis. Curtis gets a screen, ducks in, looks for something. Good fake, takes a good cross check from Agus. 10 on the shot clock. Dump down. Good first step, Bradshaw, and that was a crease this time around. So nothing doing there. Paris now, they've been stuck on 11 for a while. Lemaire, he's been quiet. Weaves in. Lemaire goes to the far corner. So 22 on cue. As Eric Lemaire picks up his second of the game, he's got 15 goals on the season. And this is just vintage Eric Lemaire giving what the defense, taking what the defense gives him. And you can see pushed all the way back. When you have a offensive player at the top of the dotted half circle, that's in shooting range. You're going to need to extend your D, push him further on top as Ruddy just puts the body on Arsenault, but Peterborough picks up the loose ball now, and moving it up now is Brenzel. My apologies again, Brenzel and Keegan White getting them mixed up. McNutt put everything into that shot. It went off Malcolm Ford, no reset, and that one steered aside. So Peterborough all over the loose ball, and they get another clock. Brenzel on the dump off, goes right to Cosgrove. Cosgrove looking for an outlet now. Airs one out. Simon Ellie with good hands. We're under the 2-minute warning. Simon Ellie got the first step, forgot the ball. And Woods will fish it out and move it up. One hopper. And it's corralled by Tristan Jackson. He'll retreat. And Mays. So the Timbermen have put together their best quarter so far in this game. 5 goals to match their output for the previous 2 quarters. And ball loose now over and back is going to give possession to Paris. You can bet Jamie Dubrick and company would love one here, just to take that momentum away. Lemaire working one-on-one right side. Tries to swim his way. Good defense there. Excellent job to close it off. And now back the other way is Bragg. Bragg thought about turning the corner on Agus. Didn't. We're into the final minute, third quarter. Curtis matched up. Curtis goes to the bullet. O'Reilly Curtis, how you like me now? Third of the game, and this is just a goal scorer's goal here. As Curtis sizing things up. Never panicked, never out of control, and he just thread the needle in that far corner, and I don't think Cosgrove could believe it either, as he didn't have a whole lot of room to squeeze that rubber through. .9 seconds to go. It's a 2-goal game. 12-10. Paris off the draw. RiverWolves. And it's Brown. Has it taken away. Arsenault. Good job defensively. And now Curtis will settle it down here. About a 20-second differential, so it'll be a 2-possession affair here with 30 seconds left on the game clock. 15, shot clock. Ruddy doing a good job defensively, but that went from good cross-checking to assault with a weapon as McAlpine was taken down, taken out. And Ruddy with 16.8 seconds to go will give the Timbermen just their third power play opportunity of the game, but they've got the momentum right now. And with 16.8 seconds, a chance here to maybe close to within one. Here we go. Curtis at the top. Shot clock off. 10 on the game clock. 6. Big shot there. Cosgrove with the save, and he'll let that time run out. 3 quarters have gone down. We are set for the fourth quarter after this. 12-10. We'll be back. Welcome back. Just want to remind our viewers, playoffs begin next Saturday, April 1st. Quarterfinal, we'll see the Peterborough Timbermen visiting the Toronto Monarchs. That will take place at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Sunday, April 2nd, will be a quarterfinal triple header. First game at 1, followed by the second game at 4:30, and then the third game at 8 p.m., that at Brampton Memorial Arena. Fourth quarter underway here with the RiverWolves short for another minute and a half. Possession to the Timbermen, who have found their mojo here in that third quarter and close the gap now, trailing by 2. going to work on the power play. They are 0 for 3 currently. Curtis steps in. Bradshaw teed that one up. Cosgrove, though, closed that off. And now it's McMahon. McMahon will high step it over the timeline. Good hesitation move. Bradshaw on him. He'll protect it and give way, and the offense now to work with McDonald. 10 on the shot clock. McDonald going to try to take advantage of Bradshaw. And just looking to burn that clock. Gets his own rebound. McDonald, that one blocked too. So a shot clock violation, but not for lack of effort by McDonald. And the Timbermen now with 35 seconds left in a man advantage. Trying to pull to as close as they've been since the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. That shot over the net. Rebound, McAlpine. Kick it back out, no reset. 5 on the game clock. Curtis. McAlpine gonna take it, McAlpine! Sidearm bounce, far corner, back of the net. So McAlpine with his third goal of the game. First power play goal for the Timbermen. And this is a good job. Once again, Riley Curtis facilitating. And McAlpine changed the angle, went to the sidearm, and was able to beat Cosgrove far side down on that low corner. So we've got a 1-goal game here as the RiverWolves seem to have taken a bit of a nap. And might be time for them to get a bit of a wake-up call. They need a bit of a spark. Won't come right now as Bragg. Good job by Newbro. As Newbro with the extra effort to go over top, use his height. Now it's Q with Simonelli. Can't connect on the pass. Rebound, Brown had it, lost it. And now Woods will move it up to Croak. 13 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Timbermen have come to play today. Curtis shot stopped by Cosgrove. He'll swoop, get the rebound, and send away the speedy Imus if he can run under it. Richard Imus puts on the Jets. Imus puts on the break. Richard Imus with the finish. How about the Milton native there coming through, helping his team out. Said they needed a spark, and it comes from 44. Great job by Imus. And if I'm not mistaken, did not go 5-hole that time, so good for him. As once in a while, he may use his good ear. And listen, good on him. Have a Mountain Dew on me, Mr. Imus. As the 2-goal cushion restored now, off the draw. Q swoops it back, and he'll get some help from Cosgrove. He'll move it up to Newbro. Good job. Paris now giving their heads a shake here. Let's see what they can do if they can put together back-to-back goals. Pavik's been quiet. Dump off. Q wasn't expecting it. Simonelli bails him out. Simonelli wide of the mark. Rebound again. No reset. 8 on the shot clock. McDonald swing around. Simonelli needs a shot here. Croak with the D. That one knocked down. Good defensive stance by the Orange. And now Peterborough will look to move it up. Croak with a tough pass, and Ruddy intercepts it. Ruddy in alone. Ruddy with a fake. It goes to the short side. Oh, Ruddy. Excellent job by Nolan Ruddy. And he can thank Croak for this gift. Merry Christmas on the bad pass. Easy interception, and Ruddy, no chance there for Ethan Woods, looking for a crease call. 14-11, so back-to-back goals from the RiverWolves. They have appeared to have wakened from their slumber, and off the draw it's Lemaire. Look at Newbro, almost had an outstanding transition connection. Good job there, battling for it. Loose again, and Bradshaw doing everything he can. Hats off to him. Brown chasing him. Bradshaw runs into Newbro. Loses it. Brown gets it back. Bradshaw and Newbro tangled up. And now the RiverWolves looking for it. And turning the corner and losing it was Brenzel. He battles for it, and that's a little too hands-on. He'll head to the penalty box. There'll be no disputing that call right there. And for the 8th time in this game, the RiverWolves will have the man advantage. 4 for 7 on the power play. So Davis Prince will quarterback this offensive set here in the power play. We're just under 11 minutes, 4th quarter. Campbell out there left side, Simonelli right. That shot stopped by Woods. Picked up, fresh 30 for Paris. Prince, Simonelli, ducks in. Goes to the overhand, that caught the post. Campbell will pick it up, another reset for Paris. Davis Prince teed that one up, wide of the mark. And that's a violation. Bragg's going to play it right where it lies. Bragg, heads up play. Bragg with the finish. A short-handed marker for the captain. So sometimes you give some, sometimes you don't. And that's just a guy knowing the rules. You play it where it lies. There's going to be no whistle on that play. Bragg just out-hustles everyone and fakes to the corner, goes back to that same corner to beat Cosgrove. Minute 25 left in the Peterborough penalty. Timbermen now have closed the gap back to 2. Off the drop, Peterborough with possession. Doherty had it, lost it, and looking to regain it again. Brandon Graham comes away with it. Good job on his part, looking to kick it back over. It's Lemaire. Eric Lemaire will wait for the rest of the offense to come out, and they'll work it at the top. Davis Prince, 55 seconds left in the man advantage. Simonelli, Prince, 2-man game. Dump down, quick stick finish. So Lemaire, the master of going airborne for the quick stick finish, and he may make that look easy, but I tell you, under no circumstances is it as, again, the timing on point. Beautiful feed there for no look from Davis Prince, and you can see Lemaire with his 3rd of the game. 5th power play goal of the game for the RiverWolves. They did surrender a short-handed marker, so they'll cancel each other out with under 10 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter. I'll remind our viewers, make sure you tune in. Arena Lacrosse League playoffs begin next week, Friday. Both teams will be bringing it. Everything on the line. Who will be crowned the all-champion in year 6? Pavic trying to thread his way through, kicks it back out. Teed up and on the money. Boy, that was a good overhand from Goddard. And back the other way, it's picked off Ripka. Ripka on the move. Good job by Bragg, who read that, got just enough of the stick head on it, and through the crease will give possession to Peterborough. Croak. He'll move it up over the timeline. We're at the 9-minute mark. Paris defense extending themselves out. McAlpine on the switch, trying to curl around. Takes a bump, kicks it over. 10 on the shot clock. McAlpine, give and go. What a save, Cosgrove. Oh, Cosgrove. Good job there. Keeping the momentum on the side of the RiverWolves and its Imus. Campbell will swing around. Simonelli will work it over to Pavic. Kick out. Campbell had Simonelli, wasn't open, sent Pavic there, and Pavic took a high stick right in the jaw And Jensen Walker is going to jog to the penalty box, as he'll be saddled with a high sticking call. Not sure why you slam in the penalty box. It's not like you didn't do it. So back to work. 9th power play of the game for Paris. Peterborough certainly not helping their own cause, but it's about righting the ship for next week's game. Davis Prince had way too much bounce to the ounce there. Might have to check that pocket for a hook. And now good job by Dale. Under 8 minutes to go. Bradshaw. Minute and a half to burn now in the penalty. Bradshaw trying to turn the corner, 10 on the shot clock. Peels away from the double team. 5, and we expect him to roll it into the corner, and that's exactly the case. Well, puts it off the mesh. Either way, same result, it's Q. So Prince at the top one more time. Got to remember, Davis Prince been out of the lineup for a long time, nursing an injury. So this is first game back, trying to get a feel. Dumps it in, and how about that feel? And they're going to call the goal late hit. But again, it looks like it was Prince to Lemaire. And another textbook finish right there, as you can see. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's Davis Prince selling the fake, gapping that box, and the no look again. This time Lemaire didn't need to go airborne to pick up his 4th of the game. 6 power play goals in this game by the RiverWolves. They now lead again by 4 with just over 7 minutes left. So when in doubt, Paris swooped in, grabbed the momentum right back, and now it's Pavic on the dump off. Nothing doing there on that. Picks up the rebound, wide open Simonelli. Up, down, off the mask. So a good save by Woods. And back the other way come the Timbermen. Walker swings it over Curtis. Curtis gets a screen, lets it go. That wide of the mark. Ball loose, Q on the run for it. And with 6:40 to go, that will take us to our final officials timeout. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Arena Lacrosse League. Welcome back. Certainly want to take time to acknowledge once again John St. John, not only winning the scoring race, but leader in assists with 74 assists, and that included his career 300th assist that he picked up in yesterday's game. So a couple of milestones there for Johnny St. John. We've got 6:40 to go here. The RiverWolves have padded their lead back to 4. They've remained composed throughout, even when Peterborough closed to within 1. They stayed part of the course and were able to notch a couple back-to-back and regain the momentum. And just checking here, looks like the net may need some repairing, and that is the case, as our officials have to be multitaskers as well. And I'd like to take this moment, of course, to thank all the officials that take part in the Arena Lacrosse League. Again, a developmental league, not just for the players, but for the officials as well. And they show up, take a whole lot of unnecessary abuse, and live to tell about it. So hats off to them. Simonelli had too much on the reload. Back the other way. It's Dale on the run. Dale steered aside by Cosgrove. Imus will pick it up and move it, and here comes Agus. So a bullet dodged thanks to Cosgrove, and Agus now had it pop out of his stick. Good defense, Doherty. Pavic will come to the rescue, and he'll get the double team flip off, and now it's Lemaire. Lemaire from way out, almost deflected, and you don't see that happen too often in lacrosse. Hockey for sure, but a bullet pass to the back door intercepted. Q looking for Riley Curtis. Q now on the run. Flip back. Graham, good save there by Woods. Back the other way. It's Curtis legging it over the timeline. Flip back. Takes a late hit, no call. And a good job by Rybka. Rybka, he's going to go in alone. Rybka with another late hit. That's wide of the mark. No call on the play. And there's the retaliatory slash. Peterborough now with McAlpine. So give some credit to the coaching staff for the Timbermen, as that one will go over the timeline. In the absence of Joe Sullivan, Ray Dance and Derek Croak getting the most out of their Peterborough Timbermen here with 5:07 to go. Rybka is going to plead his case, thinking that there was a late hit on the play. And that could be the question for some of the crowd. What happened to the late hit? No call there, but certainly a call on the retaliatory slash. Either way, Timbermen to work. Fourth power play of the game. They've managed just one goal, giving up a shorty. McAlpine. McNutt at the top. Give and go. Curtis. He'll let it go. Right on target. Rebound picked up. Another good save, Cosgrove. Ball loose again. And they fished it out of the crease. That's going to be crease ball. And it's Alex Q now. Q runs into a double team, dumps it off. It's Lemaire. Lemaire back to Q. Wrong stick side shovel. Good save, Woods. And he had to be well awake for that one as Q pulled that rabbit out of his hat and almost parked one under a minute 20 to go here in the power play. Peterborough pretty slow to set up considering they're trailing by 4. Got to have a bit of a sense of urgency here. Curtis, McAlpine goes up, down. Cosgrove to save. Newbro in some trouble, looking for some help from Agus. Instead, it's picked up by the Timbermen. We're under 4 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Curtis. Bradshaw on that right side with McAlpine. Curtis leaning in. That bouncer goes off of Cosgrove. Will stay fresh clock for Peterborough. 36 seconds left in the man advantage. Curtis on the interchange. He'll change the angle. Cosgrove. And he'll look for the outlet. Sends away Agus. Agus wasn't able to pocket that cleanly. Jackson looking to jump on that loose ball. Agus just too big, too handsy. Possession the other way to Peterborough. 15 seconds left. Trying to take advantage here. And again, Peterborough not necessarily playing for today, playing for next week, where they will take on the top-seeded Toronto Monarchs in a do-or-die playoff game quarterfinal. McNutt can't find the mark. That goes up over the glass and out of play. So Paris now will move it up, penalty over, teens back to full strength. We're under 3 minutes to go. Rybka almost had that picked off by Woods. Woods almost had the loose ball. Simonelli wins that battle. And a kick back out. Lemaire fakes the shot. 10 on the shot clock. Going to be another delayed penalty. And looks like some careless use of the stick is going to send Jensen Walker back to the penalty box for the second time. So a slower stroll you could not have. 10th power play opportunity in the game for the RiverWolves. They've scored 6 times, allowed a shorthanded goal. And we're at the 2.5-minute mark. Davis Prince has done an outstanding job at that top spot facilitating. Defense extends out. 15 on the shot clock. Prince dump. Campbell. Big shot right in the breadbasket. Easy save for Woods. Woods zips one up. Bragg on the move. He'll just get it over the timeline. Now you're at the point, don't worry, no suspensions, no injuries. You want to go into the playoff weekend with guns a-blazing, everyone healthy, and let the chips fall where they may. We're under 2 minutes now. That net looking behind there for Brenzel. Couldn't connect, and now Pincombe will get it over the line, and you can see Paris in no hurry here at all as they'll look to kill the final minute of this penalty. And I say kill the final minutes, just working for a good shot. That quick stick. 2 for 3 on that. Outlet now. Doherty on the move. He'll run under this. One hopper. Can't corral it. Cosgrove does. And a quick outlet to Q. 40 seconds left in the penalty. Q. Davis Prince sent it down and it slides through. So the big man, Andy Campbell, having himself a fine afternoon, picks up his third. 7 power play goals on 10 power play opportunities for the RiverWolves. That in itself impressive, as that one just trickled through the wickets of Ethan Woods. So with 1:09 to go, the lead is 5. Off the draw, Brown sends it over to Q. Q will go on attack. Bounce shot stopped by Woods. We're into the final minute here. And you can see this is where we talk about discipline being important. You know you've got another game. Best to stay out of all that unnecessary extracurricular stuff. And looks like the Timbermen have called a timeout with 58.9 seconds. We will take a quick break. We'll be back with the finish here at the ILA. Back here at the ILA, net empty at the Peterborough end as we're into the final 58.9 seconds. And the Timbermen will try to execute here out of this timeout. And again, working for the future. Curtis behind the net, looking at a dunk just wide. Timbermen pick it up, no reset on the play, 10 on the shot clock. McAlpine, send it over, and that finds the mark. So there's the real Keegan White, please stand up, as he picks up his third goal of the game. And it's 17-13, 38 seconds left, and you got to take your hats off to the Timbermen. Never stop fighting, always play to the end. And that's been one of the character traits from all the teams here in the Arena Lacrosse League this season. You never say die. You play 4 quarters. And off the draw, net still empty for the Timbermen. Bragg picks it up. And a good bounce pass will send away White. Looking at the other, Curtis! Ho-ho! Blink an eye! And it's in the back of the net. Riley Curtis from a beautiful feed there from Keegan White. This is just textbook lacrosse. Started with Bragg and this bounce pass. That was a beauty. Threaded the needle. But right here, White with the feed, and you give Riley Curtis that kind of daylight, that'll be in the back of the net before you could say Riley Curtis. 4 goals for Curtis. He's got 33 on the season. And we're into the final 22 seconds. Peterborough, net still empty. So something to build on heading into next week's playoffs. Curtis, again, he'll tee it up. Cosgrove to save there, and Curtis took a hard late hit. And he's still down. And they'll let it run out as Riley Curtis is going to need some assistance, and that's just what we spoke about. You want to get out of this game with no suspensions and no injuries, and give Riley Curtis some credit, an outstanding game. But that will do it. And it looks like no one hit him. It looks like he may have just planted wrong. Either way, that's going to wrap up the 2023 regular season here in the Arena Lacrosse League. We want to remind our viewers, playoffs start next week, Saturday, April 1st, with a nighttime game, 7:30, then Sunday, a triple header at Brampton Memorial Arena. On behalf of JVI Productions, the Arena Lacrosse League, always remember, every child matters. We'll see you for playoffs Saturday, April 1st. Don't miss it.